Staying with the quarterbacks, we talked about this a lot on Friday afterward. I think we both kind of thought, how do the Cardinals, how do they still have Josh Rosen?
Right.
How do they not jettison him before the draft, during the draft, at least in round one? So now in the second round, they get a second-round pick, a late second-round pick from the Dolphins. He goes to what I think, again, is a fantastic situation with Ryan Fitzpatrick in front of him.
Yeah, right.
There to play.
Yep.
If he's ready, he can play right away.
Yep.
If he's not, he can sit and watch. So the Arizona side of it or the Miami side of it, which side jumps out to you?
Well, I think the Miami side jumps out more. I don't look at it as Arizona lost this by any way either. You know, first let's hit on the Miami angle. The Miami angle is brilliant. I mean, one, brilliant that, you know, they traded their mid-second round pick to get trade down to where they got a second-round pick for next year, you know, was brilliant in itself. Really, the way that Miami has orchestrated this full offseason with getting rid of guys like Cam Wake and Robert Quinn, where they paying part of their salary but acquiring draft picks, has been very smart, very intelligent for team building. But I think the fact that they got a guy in Josh Rosen for, what was it, the 63rd pick in the second round, and you got a full year just for the 63rd pick to get a guy who was a top 10 pick, obviously has talent, has smarts, and you're going to get basically a full year trial period for the 63rd pick in the draft to see if this guy is the future of your franchise before you even have to get into the 2020 draft quarterback evaluations. How do we want to start manipulating so we can get the guy we want for that draft? They don't even have to worry about that right now. They can see what they got in Josh Rosen, and really he fits what they want to, how they want to play. Again, this is New England Southeast. Brian Flores, Chad O'Shea was the wide receiver coach for New England. Now he's the OC. They like guys like Rosen. He's like a Tom Brady in the aspect of he's going to sit there. He's going to be surgical with decisions he makes. He's going to be surgical with really accurate passes. And Rosen has a chance to solidify himself with good play and be the guy in Miami for years to come if he can prove it this year.
I was kind of surprised that they got a second-round pick, even though it was a late second-round pick for him, because, I mean, after what happened on Thursday, there was no more mystery. They didn't have plans for him. They didn't want him there. I thought they'd get like a third or a fourth. So I'm pleasantly surprised for them that they got that kind of value.
I think so, too. I think that's why they probably didn't, like, throw a stink when Miami traded away that 48th pick to go to 63rd, because they were probably like, all right, we'll take anything in the second round. We don't care. Second round's great for us. And, hey, what did they do, too? Within that, okay, one, they got rid of a situation that was going to be an annoyance. You know, and that's where I think you're talking about. Like, they didn't have much leverage here.
Right.
You know, most teams, it's gone. I mean, you pick Kyler Murray, and you know most teams know they want to get rid of Josh Rosen as much as they say, oh, we're willing to keep him for now. Nobody wants to have to deal with that. The first day in the locker room, it's, hey, Kyler, what about Josh Rosen right down there? Hey, Josh Rosen, what about Kyler Murray right down there? Hey, Cliff Kingsbury, you're a new coach. How you doing with these two coaches, these two quarterbacks? Like, nobody wanted to deal with that. So good for them for getting rid of them. And then, in turn, they get Danny Isabella. I mean, a Wes Welker for their offense, basically. Wes played with Cliff Kingsbury in that Texas Tech offense. That's what Isabella is going to be. I mean, he is perfect for that. He is what I call a white boy supreme. I mean, there's just not a lot of white people that can move and are as quick, as fast as that little is.
Right.
But he's perfect for that offense as a slot receiver.
He was productive against the best teams on that schedule as well.
He definitely was. Like when they played Georgia in college and stuff. Yes, no, this is a player that belongs. I thought it maybe be the top of the third. He went somewhere in there, I think, when you asked me last week. But I get it. I mean, he fits a need for that football team. And hey, Arizona quietly has had a good free agency, and I thought had a very good draft with addressing a lot of needs in this draft.
Look at the quarterback makeup in the AFC East right now, and the difference in the variety right now. You're talking about eventually Ryan Fitzpatrick will probably start for a while, but pretty soon in the near future, it's going to be three quarterbacks from the class of last year. You're going to have Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, and Sam Darnold, and Tom Brady in his 40s.
Three top 10 picks who are babies against the old GOAT, who is the I mean, it is actually fascinating. And I'm gonna push back on what you just said there too. I think Rosen's gonna beat Fitzpatrick out.
Day one?
I do. I think day one. I think he's an extremely smart kid from everything I've heard. And as long as he can take a little tough criticism from the New England crowd that's gonna be down there, because it's gonna be a different it's going to be culture shock to him a little.
Right.
Where last year when he missed a throw, they would have been like, well, we drafted you number 10. It's all right. Hey, we'd like you to make that throw.
Yeah.
Now with the New England regime, you miss a throw where a guy's wide open, they're like, what the f***? How do you miss that throw? And they're going to show like some slappy on film and go, look, he didn't miss this throw. How'd you miss this throw? So if you can have that thick skin, he can prove to them, I think, in a hurry that he's worthy of being the starter there.
And think about the dynamic that he'll walk into in that room. We talked about Daniel Jones with Eli Manning, but Ryan Fitzpatrick, of course, probably thinking he's going to start, but if he does get beat out, seems to me like the kind of guy that's going to be a super help, an asset, a resource, a mentor to him whenever that time comes in the meeting room.
I do think so, yeah. I mean, Fitzpatrick.
What a bonus.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a bonus. It's a bonus to see how guys like that approach the game on a weekly basis, how they approach it in the offseason, the little tricks of the trade of what they do to prepare on a nightly or daily basis.
Who was the best veteran for you that way?
Oh, gosh. I mean, Brad Johnson was pretty damn good. I'll tell you who else was really good was Jim Miller. You remember Jim Miller for the Chicago Bears?
He played at Michigan State when I was at Iowa. So
okay,
I've known him for a long time.
Right. So Jim was a part of a Tampa team I was, and we were roommates at training camp one year. And I remember, I'm a rookie. And I'm coming into the room at night, and, I've been playing cards with the guys for an hour or so after we get done with meetings. Let's play some cards, whatever. And I walk in the room, and Jim Miller would be sitting there playing in his playbook. And I remember going, wait, this guy's like old veteran over here, and he's reading his playbook. I better step my game up here if he's doing this, and I don't know crap yet, and I can't even spit out some of these plays. I better up my level, and I know that was something that jumped out to me.
As long as we're telling Jim Miller stories, we were at the Big Ten kickoff luncheon way back when, 25, 26 years ago. We're talking about different kind of drinking rules that we had during the week, where you can go, what you can do. I said, only Saturday nights. It's only okay with our senior class. You go out Saturday night, whatever. What's the deal at Michigan State? Jim goes, well, it's pretty easy. If we go to a bar on Tuesday night and the coaches are there, we have to leave. If they come after we're already there, then we have to leave.
Wow.
So Jim grew up quite a bit by the time you got to
I guess so. That was a lot more advanced.
Michigan State, a little different.
Apparently, yes. A lot different than in my Texas. I know that.
Thinking about your quarterback days in Tampa, there was a tweet that came out this weekend that's probably worth taking a look at for everybody with us here on YouTube.
Okay.
Bruce Gradkowski came out and said, love draft time. Makes me think about how tough Coach Gruden was on Chris Simms all those years.
Yes, good.
Isn't it nice that people can have a laugh at your expense?
Definitely.
All these years later.
It's an actual constant theme of my podcast, really. Whether I've had the Rondé Barbers of the world on, the John Lynches, the Tim Browns. At some point, they've made a reference to Gruden was a little unfair in his criticizing of me.
Yeah.
And I think Bruce was referring that too. But again, even though with the tweet and the picture of us, damn, I'd still sign up and go get my ass chewed out by Gruden right now if I could go back in time and do it.
NFL Films had that, and they've played it so many times.
Yes, they have.
And you were mic'd up, or maybe he was mic'd up.
No, yeah, it was me. It was all the quarterbacks.
Okay, it was you.
All the quarterbacks. I was a rookie, so I had a list of plays that only I had to worry about, right?
Yeah.
Here are your 20 plays, Chris. Worry about this. He threw me in a part of practice where it was supposed to be Brad Johnson getting the reps, okay? And I didn't practice saying this all night and all this play. So when he went west, right, F, left, 372, Y, stick, Z spot, I just couldn't spit it out. And I wasn't prepared. And he knew he was messing with me. Because he's in the background with Brad Johnson telling him, oh, watch this, we're going to get him. So, a few chuckles at my expense there, and I choked it off big time.
When I first got to NFL Network, I worked out of NFL Films.
Right.
I think that shooting had just happened maybe the year before. This is 2004.
Yeah, so that was 2003. It was, yeah.
So I saw the long, uncut version of that. So what we've all seen on ESPN NFL Network is entertaining and a little bit harsh.
Right.
I watched that thing for 20, 25 minutes, man. That was hardcore.
It's hardcore.
You came out of it very well.
Thank you.
After practice, you were talking to the other quarterbacks and laughing about it and kind of, shaking your head.
All right, that's good. At least I didn't come off like a total jerk. Yeah, hey, listen.
You took it very well.
Some of those plays,
impressed.
I mean, hey, I'd like some of those public out there. You repeat some of those damn plays. Stop it right tight, shift to weak right tight, Y right, H3X bingo, Y smash on one.
Just getting out of the huddle.
Yeah, just getting out of the huddle.
It's a victory.
Exactly. I'd get out of the huddle and go, what the hell did I just say? Hold on, let me just figure out this play as I'm walking to the line of scrimmage.
And now you have to know how to execute it. If you walk to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.